greetings to all our viewers
Yeah.
from the Happy Home channel. This morning, my wife and I decided to make a little video to share with all our viewers our story so far.
How it all started.
Yes, how it all started, and some of the challenges we had, and how God gave us victory to this point. On the 8th of April this year, 2022, our marriage became 22 years, or we completed 22 years in marriage. And it has been blessed. Yeah, to the glory of God. So, how did we get here? How did it start? So, let's begin from where we met. Where did we meet before the journey ever started?
Right from time, we've been Christian, born into a Christian home. So I think the answer is straight. We met in the church.
Okay.
In the church.
Yeah. That is the truth. So, born into Christian homes, born into, I think, to the church, if I may use that language.
Yeah.
All our life has been in church, so we didn't have time for partying, for nightclub, and the rest of them. So it was God's house we met. It was God's house. So the next thing I want to also look at: how did you know that I was the right person for you? Because we've known all these theories or teachings that we're going on, praying for God's will and so how did you really know that I was God's will for your life?
I would say even before you came, before you approached me, I already knew.
Are you a prophetess? How did you know?
I'm a child of God.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
The Bible says that I led.
You really don't need to be a prophet.
No.
Yeah.
Say that I led by the Spirit of God. They are the sons of God.
Yeah.
So I had an inner conviction within me. Because before that time, I have known you as a brother in church, and I loved your zeal.
Yeah.
The way you were, zealous for the things of God and carrying other people, along.
Yeah.
I just loved it because right from time I've been a church girl. I've loved the things of God. So when I saw you, somebody who loved God, who loved the things of God, I just loved you for that. And I said to myself, this is the kind of man I would like to get married to.
Okay.
Not somebody that I'll be pushing.
Yeah.
Somebody I'll be dragging to go to church. Somebody who already knows God, who loves God,
Yeah.
who loves the things.
And I want to quickly say to our viewers, for those of you getting set to say yes I do or get set for marriage, I want you to know that what you just mentioned is a very strong factor.
Yeah.
You get somebody who really loves God.
That's if you love God.
Yeah, if you love
If
God,
you love
then
God.
you should also look for somebody who loves
Who
God.
loves God.
Yeah, because some of the victories you are going to enjoy in a marriage will be based on how this person relates with his God.
Yeah.
If he's relating very well with God, relating with you will be easier. Okay, that was a good one.
So when finally you came, I was having having it in mind that I already knew it, that this is going to be my husband. So I said to myself, God, if he's the one, let him come and approach me. I will not be the one to approach him. I said, if he's the one, just tell him also, so that let him approach me, and then I will accept.
So what were you now doing to get my attention?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't do anything.
I didn't
do anything. Like maybe flaunting myself, coming to your house. I was not even that close to you. We only meet in church.
You know why I asked that question is because of our viewers. I just asked that question because it is one thing for you to know that this person may be the one, and then you want to now use the arm of flesh. You want to do it your own.
No, I didn't do anything. So when you now approach the people, believe me, I already knew, but I just said, let me go and pray.
So
Yes,
even when I came to tell you that this was my desire, she didn't tell me yes. As someone who already had a witness,
yes,
you know those religious things, those things. She say, okay, let me go and pray.
Of course.
So I thought she was going to pray, not knowing she was already convinced in her heart that I was the right person. Okay, then for me, the truth was that I had already prayed about it. Before this time, I was already a friend, a family friend
Yeah.
to them, especially to her, to her family, especially to her mother, because both of us belong to the same prayer force. So we're praying together. And she saw me as her own son. She related with me as a son. I called her mother and all those. But when it was now time for this very relationship to start, when the searchlight has already been on her, when I go there, she'll be calling me son. In my mind, I say, you don't know.
And you truly became a son now.
She was relating with me as a son in ministry, that I was a private member, but she didn't know that this guy was.
I remember both of you be arguing, he's senior in the ministry.
She didn't know that I had something else. And by the grace of God, just like for those of you watching, I want you to know this. When it was time for me to start this relationship with her, what my focus was not really her beauty, because I told her some time ago when we were just discussing and chatting, I said, if I was focusing on beauty, I wouldn't have come for her, because in that initial time, you were not as beautiful as this.
What are you trying to say?
No, but you know what I'm saying. She was not as beautiful
I've been a beautiful girl.
Yeah. But the best beauty that I looked at was her character. Please, I want you to know, those of you watching us, beauty will fade away. Is the truth. So if the reason why you are marrying somebody is because, oh, that girl, she's beautiful. No. A time will come. Yeah, she's fair, she's this and that. No, please, I want you to focus on something that lasts. Beauty, according to scripture, will fade away one day. But what will last forever is her character or his character. So focus on the character. I focus on her character, and I saw that she's somebody I could stay with. I saw a very beautiful character that was a blessing to me then and still a blessing to me till today. So I have to go for her and approach her. And I'm so glad she said yes to me. So one more time, I want to thank you. Thank you for saying yes to me. And then, okay, now let's look at our journey. What were some of the challenges we faced after both of us have already agreed that we are going to get married? So when you broke the news to your parents, what were their reactions?
Well, I remember it was, I think, in the night, I called my mom and told her that I wanted to tell her something. So she said, okay. So when I met her, I told her, I said, look at your intention towards me. Look at what you said, that you want to get married to me.
Okay.
My mom, when I told her, she said, this thing that I just told her now, it's like I'm telling her that I want to get married to my elder brother. I said, why would you talk like that? Is it because she has seen you as a son?
Mm-hmm.
That she has seen you as a son? But it's not my brother that.
She took me as a son, but you are not the one that gave birth to him.
You are not the one that gave birth to him. So you took him. So actually he's now going to be your son, truly, son-in-law.
Yeah.
So that was and there was no problem. She accepted it. My parents accepted it because they have loved you from the beginning.
Okay. So the same on my own part, mine was not as sweet as her own. The church we used to attend those days, it was a church that really helped to, train our character spiritually. It's a church church where no sister visits a brother. No brother visits a sister. Even if a brother is going to visit a sister, he must go with 2 other brothers. The same thing with the sister. If she's going to visit a brother, she must also go with another 2 sisters. So when I told my parents, that was where the war started. My parents didn't take it lightly. You know why? In those days, there was this idea or this knowledge they had. They said that the Benis were not good people. They have heard so many stories. They had heard so many stories about the Benin people. Benin do this, Benin that, Benin this. So when I came to tell them that this is the Benin, they said, it can't happen. And my father said, more so you are the first son.
Yeah.
As a senior son, you need to marry somebody from our village so that you can always remember to go home. That when I marry a Benin woman, this woman is going to tie me here, this woman is going to confuse me, she will not allow me go. There were so many reasons they did that night. I told them, I said, hey, I'm the one getting married here by God's grace, and I'm matured enough to know what is good for me. And by the grace of God, that I have looked at the sister's character, and she's somebody I can stick with. Men and brethren, I want you to know it was not easy. My parents' resistance continued for 4 good years. 4 good years. And I'll tell you, it was not easy for us, especially for my wife here.
Yeah.
So, how did you go? What was one of the things that
I think one of the things that actually kept me number one was that I was convinced in my spirit that
I was
yes, the right person for me. And I also know that things that are good don't come easy. Don't just come easily.
Praise God.
Like that.
It's good. I'm a good guy.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
Don't come easily like that. So, and again, another thing that also kept me was the love I had, for you. So at that time, it was not easy for me at all. I was always praying. After praying, sometimes I would cry. I would eat. I became so thin. I became so tiny. At that time, I was like, what did I ever do? Yeah, as quiet as I am, for me, I know I'm a good person. But I believe sometimes they'll be saying, people that are quiet, you don't know what's in their heart, they are like a green snake under the green grass, something like that. But I just kept on, as long as he did not give up. As long as my husband.
You remember there was a day came, let me remind her this. A day came when I saw this battle was so much. I decided to test her loyalty again and then know if she was really set to endure. So I invited her to a pastor's friend's house and both of us got there. So I told her, I said, you see, as a man, I can stay for the next 20 years without getting married. And anytime I want to marry, I'll still get the right person to marry or get somebody to marry. I said, but you as a woman, you are going to be older. I said, so if my parents decide to resist me now from now to the next 5 years, 10 years, I said, I'm going to stay. But I don't think you can be able to stay. And so I was offering her opportunity if she would look for somebody else. Oh, you remember that day? I tell you, that very thing I said did not go well. She started crying. And guess what? Both of us started crying. We just looked at each other, we just cry. Lord, it was not easy.
It was not easy.
It was not easy. But we thank God that we patiently and prayerfully stayed. And God gave us the victory. Another thing again that happened during this period of time was that Satan had the field day of the situation. How? Not knowing that there was a sister who was actually looking for me, who wanted me to marry her. And that sister was already cooperating with my parents. And so she will go to write prophecy, and send it to my parents. And she will say to me that the sister you are, thus said the Lord, the sister you are with now, she's a demon possessed, she's an evil spirit.
I was sent from Marine
Kingdom to come and destroy my life.
And ministry.
So I said to myself, I said, before this time, I was already into deliverance, conducting deliverance for other person. I said, okay, if this person I want to now marry is now possessed, if I can deliver other people, cast out demons from other people, why won't I? Let me not start the ministry with. But my parents always come with the long list of prophecy. And then one day, the same mother, her mother, who loved me so much, since there's so much prophecy coming from their head, let me also take my daughter to a prayer house. So she took my wife to a prayer house to meet one prophet. And the prophet looked at my wife and said, hey, that man is not your husband. It was God that delivered this little girl. I babe now. I call her little babe because that she can remain young for me, you know that. So I tell you, that evening when I came back from work, I heard in my spirit, visit them, visit this house. So I called one of my prayer partner, Evangelist John. I said, please go with me to this place. So he accompanied me to their house. And I got to their house. Thank God I went there that night. Because by the prophecy of that prophet, the mother also now joined the prophet and said, this matter, this relationship is over. It was battle in their house. And she could not say anything. She was just crying. From morning till night, she was crying. But thanks be to God, the moment I got there, what is it? They presented the issue. And I called the mother. And when I presented scriptures, letting her know who God's saints we are and what God has said concerning this relationship, the mother who was already dancing to the tune of the prophet repented again that night. So I now went to her. I said, this tears is enough. And by God's grace, she revived. And then by the grace of God, we started again, continued in the persecution. How did it come to an end? One day while I was praying, I had a lead in my spirit. This was the 4th year, going to the 5th year now. I had a lead in my spirit. He said, go to your father's elder brother, my uncle. The man he takes as his own father because their father was already late. So I heard that lady. He said, go. That man stays in the village. That next morning I took off from Vinier, went to the village. I met him and I said, he was shocked when he saw me because for a long time he has not seen me. So when he saw me, he said, what is it? Why are you here? And I narrated the whole story to him. The first question he just asked me, he said, have you prayed? I said, yes. Do you love her? I said, yes. He said, so you can stay with her? I said, yeah, she's the best woman I've ever seen. You know now, among all the daughters of Abraham that was in church, she was the only one.
Oh my God.
I tell you. And the man said, he says, God. So he came all the way from the village to Benin here, met my parents and said, this thing comes to an end today. This persecution comes to an end today. Leave him, let him marry whoever I want to marry. And that was it. It was like magic. That was how God solved this long problem for us. And then the moment that was solved, the problem started again from another direction. Excuse me, please. I ran from the house when my parents now told me that, okay, you can go ahead. I was so joyous. I ran to my pastor then to tell him, I said, Pastor, praise God, though, my parents have agreed. He said, how? And I told him, you see, my uncle from the village came to do this. The pastor said, that marriage will not hold. I was another problem again. He said, that marriage will not hold in this church. I thought my pastor would be happy with me. And he said, Ebu, this marriage will not hold in this church. I said, what is it? He said he has been talking to my parents.
And they refuse.
And my parents are his members. They are supposed to be his own sons and daughters, his son and daughter. That they refused. So one old man from the village thanked him to talk to them, and they accepted. He said they should go and do the marriage in the old man's church. Oh, praise God. We are laughing over it today now because it's already a testimony. But I tell you, it was not easy. But the truth is this. The Bible says, they that wait upon the Lord, they will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings as eagle. They shall run and not be weary. And they shall walk and not faint. Yeah. So, and that was how God gave us victory. That today we are married, and our marriage is 22 years. And guess what? You remember, after my parents has accepted, the next thing now took place. What was it? Both of us met, and we made the decision. So I'd like us to talk about what were some of those decisions we made, some of those choices we made that has actually formed a basis or a foundation for the success of our marriage today. I called her and we decided, you see, this our marriage has truly gone through a lot of challenge. What do we do? So we decided this is a choice, and I want everybody watching us to also know this, because whatever you choose, God gives you grace to accomplish. Our choice was to make everyone who didn't believe in us to believe in us. Yeah. So we are going to give our marriage or our relationship whatever it takes to make it work.
Yeah, you know, like when you just reminded me now.
Yeah.
You know, then before they finally accepted me, I'm a bad person, many people say people are bad, they are not good, they will turn your eyes away from your family, this, that, and all of that they were saying. So I decided within myself that I was going to prove them wrong.
And I want to tell you that she did.
And to the glory of God, before my mother-in-law passed on to glory, we became
The best of friends. The best
Today
of
I
friends.
can speak my husband's language because of her.
Yeah.
She taught me their language, Igbo language. I'm a Benin woman, but today by the grace of God I can speak Igbo.
You are already an Igbo woman.
Before I got married.
Before you got married,
Yes.
but now that you are married, you are now an Igbo woman. So get it.
All the
So it's the truth. She became both of them became best of friends.
best friends till she passed
I tell
on.
you.
We didn't have any challenge. We didn't have any. Even when we got married, you know, I didn't conceive on time. You know, she didn't trouble me one day like give me a grandchild. No, she was always there for me. She was always encouraging me. Once she notices that I am not happy, she will come and she will start talking to me. She will start encouraging me. In short, we became best of friends, even closer than my own.
You know, that was what Satan saw.
Yeah.
That made him start fighting, so that you will fall into the hand of the wrong person where they are going to be attacking you. But thanks be to God, yeah. So that is something I really cherish in the life of my parents. Guess what? When we got married, we were blessed with a house. We got a 4-bedroom apartment. And as young couples, we only had opportunity of occupying one room and then the parlor. Even our properties could not even cover the parlor because the room.
Do you have any? Was there anything?
No, not yet. We are going to be talking about that in our next video because for those of you that thinks that you need 1 million
Yes.
before you can commence the journey of marriage, I would like to share with you where we started. My bank account was reading just 1,000 naira.
We'll do that in our next
Video, just 1,000 naira when we embarked on our marriage journey. And so, by faith in Jesus' name, it was consummated and it was glorious. The best wedding in the whole world. So, for those of you viewing, please feel free to view this very message or this very story. And if it's a blessing to you, also share with others. And for those of you that are already following us, thank you for following us. And those of you that are not yet following us, please, we want you to also click on the follow button so you can follow us and see other of our messages that we are going to do. Especially, we are going to bring in these things in series. Yeah, as we felt that rather than just doing long teachings, let's tell you some of these things through a practical, how it has been with our own lives. So please feel free, click on the subscription buttons and then the like buttons also. And then if you have a comment, you have a question, or you have some suggestions and you want to share with others, please feel free to drop them on the comment section.
So,
God bless you.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
I also want to encourage our viewers. You are watching this video, maybe you are having a challenge with your relationship. I just want you to keep hanging on. Yes, the devil knows the end of it, but he doesn't know how you are going to get there. But he knows the end, so he's fighting so you won't